All right, welcome to Johnny's Tips and Tricks, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to be, or at least seem to be, a professional pig roaster. All right, you need two things. One, you need to prep the pig, and then two, get a china box. This is called the La Caja China. All right, I got it on Amazon. If you're in Miami, you just pick them up. But little history, I grew up in Miami. And my whole life we did pigs. We watched the old guys cook the pigs for us, and now I'm that old guy who cooks pigs. Been doing it for about 20 years. Back in the day, we used cinder blocks. We'd build a cinder block box, put a fence gate, put a pig on it, put another fence gate, tie it down, and then put banana leaves over top of it, and then we'd put the charcoals in the four corners. I went back down to my brother's house about 15 years ago, and he was cooking in one of these. And I'm like, what is that? And he's like, this is how we do it now. So after having this pig, I was like, having that whole big cinder block oven setup is time consuming, building it, and then on top of it, this cooks it a lot better. It's similar to the way the Hawaiians, when they bury it in the ground, the pig actually goes inside here. The charcoal goes on top, and you cook from the top down. Now, when I'm done teaching you how to do this, when you go to carve the pig, you barely have to use knives. Barely. So I know a lot of guys out there, they're big on their rotisseries. I've only had good rotisserie pig around twice since I've been here in the Midwest. Only because a lot of guys go out there, they get a rotisserie, and now they're cooking pig. You go to take a bite out of it, and you're chewing it for about 10 minutes before you can swallow. It's very chewy, very tough. There's some guys who actually know what they're doing. It takes time, energy, and a lot of skill in order to cook a good pig on a rotisserie. This right here is basically cheating if you know what you're doing. So what we're gonna do, the first thing that you need to do is you need a marinade. All right, you need to marinate. The marinade, we're going to inject the pig, and what the type of marinade is called mojo. The main thing is that the mojo is going to be the thing tenderizing the meat. All right, you can use whatever type of marinade you want. I like the mojo. Mojos work forever. All right, the next thing is a little trick I learned back in the day that I'm going to show you when we start cooking the pig. But first, let's make the mojo. My wife is going to make the mojo, and she'll show you how she does it. All right, so the most important part of the process is the marinade. Okay, the marinade is going to give all the juices, and it's also going to give is going to tenderize the meat. So this is the most,
and the flavors.
all right, so here are the things that you're going to need. And here's my wife, Nelda. She's the one who makes the marinade.
Hi, good morning. Number one is garlic. We need 10 cloves of garlic, orange juice, lemon juice, lime juice, if you don't have fresh ones, pepper, salt, and oregano is my addition. My addition is also onion, real fine chopped onions. I also add herbs from my garden, oregano of course, not just dry but fresh ones I put, parsley and chives. I have peeled a few just for video's sake. So you get them out and just press on it, and it should peel quite fast. Now this is a process, so if you want the flavors, the smells, to go into the pig, you want to use fresh garlic, fresh ingredients. But if you are crushed in time and you need to make it fast, you can also buy them from the store already peeled. I do not recommend the ones that are peeled and marinated or in oil, freshly peeled and packaged. Those would be the best. So after peeling, I have a bowl full of garlic. And I'm gonna put it aside. Let's start the mix. Okay, we use the entire, this one is 52 ounce of orange juice. I like to use fresh lemons. Lime, I will use one because that's all I had, but I will add more from the bottle. I'll be juicing between 5 to 6 lemons for this, depending on how much juice each lemon has. What I also do with lemons to get most out of it, I roll it out first. It kind of gets all the juices inside moving, so it makes it easier. I ended up only juicing 5 lemons because they were very juicy. So now I am doing 1 lime that I have, and then I will be adding lime from the store box. So 5 lemons and 1 lime gave me about 16 ounces of juice. We'll do 8 ounces of lime. I know we need a lot of pepper. Salt. I'm gonna do most likely the whole thing. I would say this is maybe half a cup of salt. I would say half a cup of pepper. I'm using sea salt. Use half of this. I might actually, just half, approximately. And now we're gonna mix them before we put the other ingredients. And it seems like I do not have space in this, so I'm gonna have to transport this to a different container. I was trying to be fancy for the video, because this is not what I normally use. And for some of you, they want to taste it, if it's good or not. If you taste it, it needs to be very salty, very peppery, to the point where you think maybe this is not a good recipe because it's just disgusting. But once it goes in the pig, it will be absolutely delicious. Cut up the onion. See, they're really finely chopped. And I'll just add it to the mix. And last of the garlic. And since we have plenty of room, I can add my chives, which I have already washed, and oregano tip in, and basically hold the stem and pull the leaves. We have in here fresh from the garden parsley, oregano, and chives. And after we finish with this, we're gonna put it in the refrigerator until we pick up the pig and it's ready to marinate. And until then, all the The spices, seasons, juices will all blend in to one happy family. The stems from the oregano, I didn't chop, but I am gonna use it. I'm just gonna throw it in there. This is how I make my mojo marinade for the pig roast. I am following the steps of my husband making videos. So I got the courage and I am doing it. And I have a channel called Flowers and Cooking. As of right now, you know, I don't have that many videos, but you can go ahead and visit me on my channel as well.
All right, so we are on our way to pick up the pig. Now, if you can avoid it, try not to get a frozen pig. I know there's some places where there's not many pig farms where you have to get it frozen completely. There's a big difference between a frozen pig and a fresh, a fresh pig. It'll work either way, but it's not going to be as tender. Obviously, anything frozen is just not the same as something fresh. Also, you want to get it from a reputable butcher shop. It took me a while. I actually drive about 30-40 minutes passing about 10 different butcher shops going to one that I trust that has that they have good meat. So just keep that in mind. You find a butcher and you do a pig and it doesn't come out correctly, most likely it's because of where they get the pig from. All right, so we're pulling up to the butcher shop. This butcher shop is actually owned by all ladies. I think there's either 3 or 5 ladies that own it.
Puppy, you're here.
Cooler, okay, guys? This way.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, yes, it's chilly. I like it.
Oh, go ahead. Just grab it off there. You grab half, I got this. Awesome. Have fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, so we got the pig, and now I'm gonna get some bags of ice to put in there for the trip home, and then we'll carve her up. All right, so my trick, it's actually crazy. My trick are these 2 bags right here, the 2 ice bags. Now, overnight, this right here will act like a cooler, and this ice will remain. I will leave this pig inside of here after I get it all marinated, but the water inside of there will remain. And then when I cook the pig, the water will steam it. Now, the only problem with doing it this way is that it steams it so well that everything falls off the bone, but I can't get the skin to get really crispy because it's so moist. Everything, the skin, everything's so moist. So in order to do that, I take the skin off and barbecue it over there in order to get like the really good crackling. So for the pork rinds. But anyway, we're gonna start preparing the pig for tomorrow. All right, the first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna inject, but if I try to do this, it's just gonna clog up the injector. So we're gonna strain it. So we're gonna pour it in here and strain out the, so we just have juices. Want to get all the juices to get down there to inject with. All right, so we should have enough for the injection process. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this open. She's been on ice for a few hours. All right, so we're gonna have to split the pig. All right, we do that with a hammer and a butcher's knife. All right, so if you don't like this, skip this part of the video, but you have to cut open the pig. All right, so right there is the breastbone right in the middle. So what we're gonna do is take a hammer. I use my little trim one because I don't want to mess up my blade. There we go. All right, now that we got through the breastbone, there's a spine. We have to do the same thing. Watch. We have to cut down the spine in order to open them up. So, same thing, we come in here, And we start hitting. So we keep going down. Huh?
Like a reverse spatchcock, kind of like
Yeah.
open it up.
All right, so she's all open. So you're gonna wanna now you never wanna pierce the skin. The reason is as it's cooking, you don't want the juices to be able to come out. So you kinda wanna go in from where it's not skin and fill her up. You'll see everything start moving.
It's actually right now. So I think the third or fourth thread. I think I climbed the ladder.
Now that's gonna marinate there all night long, getting into the meat. You wanna get behind and get all the ribs. Now this will get to the back meat. Now we gotta get the shoulders.
Not buddies. Not children.
And then you wanna make sure you get the spine. All right, so we marinated everywhere that I can possibly get to. Or we injected. We set it up to go inside the box. Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good.
All right, the China box comes with two of these. Triangles up. Now it also comes with hooks. Well, I don't use the hooks just because they're hard to get on, and when the pig is actually, you know, starting to get ready, it's so loose. So I go ahead and use tie wire. So we're gonna tie wire here. Tie it in. Leaving the box, put ice on top of it. All right, guys, so it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, the great thing about this box is it only takes 4 to 5 hours in order to cook the pig. I know it sounds short, but we put a thermometer in it and she'll be ready by noon. I can also make it last a lot longer than that, and I want, and it'll still stay juicy. So, all right, so here we go. Let's take a peek. There she is, she's ready to go. Still have ice in there, and it was hot last night, so. All right, so we're gonna get the charcoals on and we'll be good to go. All right, so the charcoal started. We're just gonna wait for I'd say about half of it to get white, and then we'll spread it throughout the entire thing. All right, so that's a full bag. I spread it out. I'm gonna add probably another half a bag to the starter, and then after that it'll be every time I need to add charcoal, it'll be one full bag. How I tell when I need to change the charcoal is I take my hand and I put it over the charcoal, and if I can keep my hand there, it's time to add charcoal. All right, so it's been a little over an hour and I can keep my hand there, so it's time for another bag.
I just spread it around earlier.
All right, let's see how she's doing. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so that's after an hour. Got a couple more hours to go. All right, so we started at pretty much 6:30, 7 o'clock, and she should be about done.
What are we doing?
So we're gonna lift it up and we're gonna put it over there where your left leg is.
Okay.
Go that way. All right, thermometer? You gotta see the thermometer. Because the pig's supposed to be done at 160 and we're at 190, so we're well past ready. So we're gonna flip it over. We got real busy setting up for the 4th of July, so I'm about an hour late flipping it over.
Turn it around.
We're gonna put it sideways so we can flip it and then stick it right back in.
Perfect. All right.
Guys, come check out the pig.
All right, turn sideways.
All right.
All right, and we're gonna flip that way.
This way?
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
And now we're just gonna set it back in.
Okay. And this end's going to it.
Yep. Ready?
Yep. Got it.
Again, drop it. And then we put this right back on top to cook the skin. Good?
That's pretty innovative.
Done.
All right. All right, so pig's done. Skin's not gonna be ready, but like I said, we're gonna put them on the grill for the pork grinds. All right.
Where are we going?
Just right where you're standing. Just turn sideways. Go that way. And just sit it right on top. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the pig out, flip it over, and put it on this table. All right, flip it. All right. All right, here we go. All right, so let's find out how we did. This is how you make a juicy pig.
Okay, so the bones, you're keeping them in there. And we can have one more.
All right, and if you want to know about the leg, look at the leg. Everything just comes apart. Don't need a knife for pulled pork sandwiches. All right, so this is Johnny's Tips and Tricks. And if this helped you out, hit the like button. That helps me out. Hope this helps.